Hi everybody and a big welcome to a cEDH TV gameplay video. This time we have a very cool announcement and a congratulations Samurai!
Box Masters top 4. Woo! What a great win, right? Except, I didn't win. Just want to shout out to the guys I played with in the finals. Great players, great time. Played against Tuka, the better of the Pixel brothers.
So today I'm playing Thada Adel Twiddlestorm, I think it's called, by Snake. It's basically just Thada Adel focusing on stealing the One Ring, because everyone plays that now. And then untapping in the bunch and just storming, I think. So, gonna be fun.
I just have to say something. This brings back memories when people were playing Thada because Paradox Engine, you could steal Paradox Engines. Oh, Paradox Engine. Now as a request, someone wanted me from the comments to play my Thrasius Vile Smasher ad nauseum, extremely low CMC, very high land count, Valakut deck. It's one of my favorite decks, love playing it, so why not? It's basically a land archetype trying to add NOS and basically draw the entire deck and boom all lands into play with a mana bound. Let's see how that works out.
Yeah, so this is Kedis, Malcolm, Pirates, but no, not really Pirates. We got some great synergies. We're running 3 of all of our win cons and we run 3 of them, so that's why there's an intuition in there. Basically, we're going to either make something a pirate, abuse something for being a pirate, or, just draw a bunch of cards and win. The One Ring's pretty good, I hear.
I'm gonna play Sam Black's Roger Thrasius. I made some changes. I think we're like 10 cards off. And I'm very excited to play the deck because Timur is a color combination I haven't played since Color Max got released, so it's time to get back at it.
Let's look at the starting 7. No lander, no keep. We have some cute cards, but yeah, no actual mana doesn't make this able to be keepable. Second 7. While we have a turn 1 fish going first, I think that's still too much opium for this hand. We have no turn 2 play unless people let me draw. Malcolm Kedis will probably play something that lets me draw, I would assume. Memo could just be playing dorks, he could also be playing more stuff, it's kind of 50-50. And Mons, so I'm like top end drawing like 3 cards, I think. On average, I think I'm drawing like 1 or 2 until my next turn. So I don't think the fish is doing enough work, and I don't really have the backup to just like grind with fish. So I'm gonna mulligan more for basically a faster Thada or just more mana in general. It's funny how I'm kind of considering keeping this hand, but I don't think we can. We have 0 acceleration. Lineside Diamond is kind of acceleration. We could like we could cast the third one Thada off a Lineside Diamond, but I don't think we want to do that on a 6. That's something you do like on a 4, which is actually pretty good, to be honest, for a 4. But yeah, we can't really get down the Vizier until turn 3, which makes this hand not good enough in my opinion. So let's go to 5. Once again, I'm considering keeping this of very little actual motivation. We have a Mishra's Workshop, so we can draw into basically any artifact mana, and that could save us. But since we have to draw into that artifact mana or just be dead, I'm going to go to 4 instead. This deck runs mana, right? Like, I've looked at the deck, it does run mana. Why are we just getting lands for mana? This on a 4 is straight up copium. We have a turn 1 Grafticus Cage, which is kind of relevant, but not really. And I have no way to actually get into games, so we're going to 3. We're basically just hoping for early Thada Adel here and grinding One Ring. I guess we're keeping 2 lands and a Grim Monolith. I could go to 2. I don't think our odds are going up much for going to 2. But yeah, that's a turn 3 Thada Adel into turn 4 the One Ring. Honestly, that's still too bad, I think. We can't really keep anything else because nothing else actually does anything without Thada Adel. No, we're keeping this, hoping to draw into some gas. But yeah, we're pretty much dead. We didn't have the best odds to begin with, and we're keeping it 3 where it's a turn 3 Thada Adel as a payoff. Yeah, I'm not really liking my chances. But go ahead, Samurai.
Yeah, we're just going to keep... This is turn 1 Malcolm, turn 2 Kedis. We've got a Force of Will, so we've got some interaction. We've got some extra ramp. We got a card draw. Yeah, I'd keep this.
I'm gonna keep my second 7. We have fast mana in form of Lotus Petal, Ancient Tomb, and 2 lands. We have a Dockside, which is a combo piece. We have an Imp Recruiter that either finds us a Seedborn Muse or something like a Baron or a Kinnan later, which can also like either combo with Dockside or generate some other form of value. We have the Twin Shot Sniper in form of removal, in case we have to kill a Malcolm if they have a Glinthorn or similar stuff. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with this and hope they're gonna play artifacts without winning, so we can capitalize off of that. We'll see how it works out.
So I have a turn 1 Mystic Remora. And we all know how much I love a turn 1 Mystic Remora. Wooded Foothills into Volcanic into Mystic. And then we have Chromox, so we can pay for Mystic on turn 2 and even cast Thrasius still. We're going last. We would be pseudo all in on the Mystic Remora to work out. There are better hands you can actually have, but Mystic Remora usually pulls its weight and delivers a good job. Pontus is heavy on artifacts. That's a blue deck. We saw like 4 creatures in it. Kedis Malcolm player, he doesn't really hold back, even though he has a bunch of creatures. Memo is playing a lot of creatures in his deck. I think Memo is the one that's gonna feed it the fewest. I actually gonna keep this hand. Mystic Remora turn 1 usually feels good and you usually get a good game from that. And still, we will get our Thrasius into play quite early and a Thrasius activation not that far away. And if fish is being killed, we could just melt down the board state to reset it as well. So let's keep this hand and start the match.
Draw for turn. Okay. Land for turn will be a island. I will tap it for a Sol Ring. I will tap Sol Ring for a Grim Monolith. Then I will pass the turn.
All right, let's just go ahead, play this Mana Crypt, Prismatic, Crack. We'll get an island, cast Malcolm. All right, that's it.
I will draw for turn, play a Bloodstained Maya. I will also cast a Lotus Petal, crack my Bloodstained Maya. If that's fine for everyone, I will grab a Tiger. I will crack Lotus Petal, tap my Tiger to cast my commander, Thrasius. Thrasius resolves, and I will pass my turn.
Are we really okay with him getting a turn 1 commander? It just seems a little broken. I don't think, it seems like he's off to a really great start. I think we should interact with this.
Draw a card for turn. Play this Wooded Foothills, sacrifice it. Finding a volcanic island, tapping that for blue, and casting a Mystic Remora. And then I pass.
Go to my turn. I will tap, having 1 colorless floating, cast a Scepter of Eternal Glory. 4 mana rocks are where you want to be in this format, right?
Isn't your entire deck built around stealing a 4 mana rock?
Maybe. We'll see.
It's not a rock if it doesn't produce mana, Mons. It's just something shiny that draws cards.
I'm not playing for Remora, and then I'm playing a island, tap my 2 lands using the colorless floating for my commander, Dada Adel. Then I am passing the turn.
All right, we'll go to untap, upkeep. We gotta spin the wheel on the Mana Crypt. Heads, I'll take 3. We lose our Crypt flip, and we gotta take the 3. We're gonna move to our draw phase and draw a card. We're gonna play a Fiery Islet. Tap 2, tap, lose a life. Play this Rite of Flame.
I will draw a card.
2 red mana. Cards in hand, Mons?
I have 8 cards in my hand.
Would you like 9 cards? Jessica's Will, targeting you. We'll choose both modes.
What's 1 more mana gonna do for you? You already have enough. I'm gonna draw a card actually. Yep, I have 9 in my hand. You're good.
It resolves. Oh, cool. We're gonna exile Defense Grid, Monkey, Magda. We're gonna go ahead and play Defense Grid. We go down to 6 mana. Won't pay. That's y'all's problem now.
I sadly pass on the defense grid.
We'll dash Monkey. We'll play Magda. We'll play Kedis. We're gonna go ahead and move to combat since we no longer have any red mana floating. We're gonna attack Mons with Ragavan. Yeah, we'll hit Memo with Malcolm.
And no blocks, and you will exile a land with your Ragavan.
We're gonna have a Malcolm trigger on Ragavan in addition to Ragavans. Then we're gonna have a Malcolm trigger, and then we're gonna have Malcolm trigger off Kedis twice, as you all take 2. We'll go ahead, sacrifice all 5 treasures to Magda. You get me so well. We're gonna get Niv Mizzet Parun, one of my favorite OGs, used to be the commander of this deck. All right, I'm gonna go ahead. I believe I should go ahead and move to my end step.
I will untap and draw a card for turn. I will play an Ancient Tomb as my land for the turn. Then I will take 2 damage, going down to 35, to cast a Dockside Extortion. It's floating 1 colorless.
I pass on Dockside.
Dockside resolves. Dockside ETB on the stack. I make 6 treasures. I will use my colorless and 2 treasures to cast a Imperial Recruiter. Imperial Recruiter resolves, and I will tutor for a creature card with power 2 or less. I will find and reveal Phyrexian Metamorph. I will pay 3 mana and 2 life to cast Phyrexian Metamorph, going down to 1 treasure. Phyrexian Metamorph resolves as a copy of Niv Mizzet. So what we can do now, hopefully, I can work together with Mons and Pontus so they can trigger my Niv Mizzet, so I can start blasting the Magda, the Ragavan, and ideally the Malcolm as well. So Samurai doesn't win on the next turn.
We're just gonna board wipe the entire world here, I think.
I will move to end step and pass the turn.
Going to my turn, we are actually going to pay for this Mystic Remora. Now apparently these guys are gonna sit and shoot dragon punches and fireballs at each other, but I don't trust that. I think I wanna be in the game. And if they're gonna cast spells and draw cards, I wanna draw cards too here, so we're paying for fish. Then we're drawing a card for turn. I'm looking at the board states over there. I don't like where this is going.
Feed the dragon.
Yeah, feed everything. Steam Vent, shock it into play. Luckily, the dragons are as instant sorcerers, so we're not gonna feed anything yet. We're gonna cast this Chromox. And then we're gonna imprint a Profane Tutor, because I have a feeling we're not gonna get there. This game is going too fast. However, here, I'm gonna discard Posage to hand size and pass the turn.
Go to my turn. Let's do what this deck is supposed to do. Go to combat and attack Samurai for 2.
That's just rude.
So Thaladal will trigger, and I will search your library for... So I will find a Phyrexian Metamorph, because dragons are fun, right? I will then cast the Phyrexian Metamorph as a Niv Mizzet, paying 2 life.
I feel left out. I want a dragon too.
Oh, but Mons, just think about it. You're the only one with actual card draw on the field.
And with another dragon in play, I will pass turn.
Alright, let's go ahead. Untap, upkeep. We roll a heads, we'll take another 3. Draw for turn. Alright, folks. As you can see what my hand currently is, we can play Facebreaker and Ragavan. This will add a singular treasure each, so this will make 6 treasures for me. 6 treasures. We gotta go full down. 3, 6. We make Phyrexian Metamorph, which will make 8 treasures. We crack that. That ought to make some more treasures for 5. Let's see what we got that's able to do this. Only have 1 dragon in the deck, sadly. Don't run Imposter Mech. That was a choice we made. Not the best decision as it's turning out, but it's working. But it is what it is. But we could use for us Professional Facebreaker and just exile a bunch of stuff off the top of our library and see if we get there. Yeah, it looks like we're just 1 treasure short, like 2 treasures short from just winning outright. We're so close on this. So close. We're going to go ahead and ping Pontus with our Niv Mizzet. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, pay 2 life for Steam Vents, tap, lose, tap 2, play Professional Facebreaker, tap 2, play a dash in the Ragavan. We're going to attack Mons for 7.
I take 7.
Alright, so first thing we're going to do is make a treasure off tapping Magda. And then with Ragavan hitting, we're going to make another treasure. That'll also trigger Professional Facebreaker. And then Malcolm's going to trigger as well for 3.
Really sad about this, but you're gonna take my mana bond with your Ragavan. Which means I can't combo off and win because it's very key to my thing. So, rip that.
We're going to go down 5 treasures, search our library. We're going to take the 1 ring. We're going to immediately tap it to draw a card. We'll deal 1 damage to, I don't know. Let's just say, what we got here? Dockside? Yeah, let's hit the dockside. All right, I'm passing.
I will untap and draw for turn. I will have a Niv Mizzet trigger. I will shoot Magda for 1.
Magda goes to Valhalla. My babe.
I will play a Scalding Tarn as my land for the turn and fetch. Pay 1 life, go down to 32. I will put Volcanic Island into play. And that's all for now. I will pass my turn. Go ahead, Mons.
Now, defense grid is a little bit annoying here. We are not going to pay for the fish. So we're gonna go to our turn. Before we draw a card, I'm gonna cast this Vamp Tutor. Now, this is gonna trigger 3 different dragons. Go ahead, guys.
I will draw a card from your Vampiric Tutor and I will ping Malcolm for 1.
I will draw a card from your Vampiric Tutor, and I will ping... Hey, let's ping other Niv Mizzet for 1. Memos.
I will draw for Niv Mizzet, and I will kill the Malcolm.
I'm gonna find this card right here. I'm gonna put it on top of my library. Then we're gonna draw a very mysterious card. Then I'm gonna cast a Gilded Drake. I wanna upgrade my Drake to a dragon. The question is, which dragon do we actually steal? There is a lot of dragons on the board state, but there's 1 dragon that is a combo piece here. If Samurai actually draws into Curiosity or Ophidian Eye, he just wins the match here, more or less. The other decks aren't built towards that, so I'm gonna take the original. So now everyone have had a Niv Mizzet, literally. From here, I'm gonna put this land into play tapped because there's a defense grid, so I'm not gonna be able to use it anyway. So no point in putting a land into play that comes to play untapped. From here I pass the turn. Feed me!
Go to my turn. When I draw for turn, I will have a Niv trigger. I will use that Niv trigger to kill the Imperial Recruiter. Then I will play a land for turn, which is an island, and I will move to combat. I will swing Thada Adel at Memo.
I have no blocks. Go ahead, Pontus. I'll take 2, go down to 30.
So Thada Adel trigger will resolve, and I will find the One Ring, and I will cast it. So I have the One Ring. I will tap it to draw a card and put a burden counter on the ring. This will trigger Niv Mizzet, and he will shoot Kedis because I can.
Okay, next.
After that, I will pass the turn.
Untap. We'll lose a life from the ring. We'll roll for crypt. No damage. There be blessing. Draw for turn. Hey, you know, we could always make this game go a lot shorter. I'm gonna play a polluted delta. I'd like to crack it for 1. Close and shuffle. We'll move to combat. We'll attack Mons for 2.
That professional Facebreaker is a true professional. It has a menace, so I can't block.
We tap the One Ring to draw some cards. I kind of just feel like leaving open all of this lovely mana, so I will simply pass my turn.
In your end step, I will take 2 damage going down to 28 to activate my Commander Tracius. I will put this at the bottom, and I will reveal a offer you can't refuse into my hand. So I will draw it, and I will have a Niv Mizzet trigger. I will ping Mons. I will untap, upkeep, draw a card, trigger my Niv Mizzet. I would like to ping Mons again. I will play an island as my land for the turn. Then I will cast a Biomancer's Familiar for a green and a blue. Biomancer's Familiar resolves, and I will pass my turn.
I don't like that everyone is targeting me with their stuff, but we're gonna draw a card for our turn. Trigger Niv Mizzet, and I'm gonna send it at Thada Adel. This is gonna make the world explode, I think, but we are still doing it. We're casting a Demonic Tutor, triggering the dragons.
I will draw a card of a Niv Mizzet, and I will ping Tada and kill Tada.
Nice, great minds think alike.
Then I will draw a card of Niv Mizzet, and with my trigger, I will shoot the Biomancer's Familiar.
Then my trigger will happen, and you know what? Great minds think alike. I will draw a card, and I will also shoot the Biomancer's Familiar.
In response, I will take 2 damage going down to 26 to activate Tracius. I will... that's not helpful with a defense crit. I will put this at the bottom, and I will reveal a Red Blast. Trigger my own Niv Mizzet. I will use that trigger to shoot Mons for 1.
Demonic Tutor resolves. I'm gonna find this card that is currently quite good. I'm gonna cast a Dockside Extortionist.
Right, don't give him 12 treasures.
Samurai, hold on. I can reveal something good for us. I have a Meltdown in my hand.
Burn the dragons down! These freaking copycats gotta go, Mons. They gotta go, okay? So if you promise to melt down, I'll let you have a Dockside.
I absolutely promise to melt down.
I pass on Dockside. In response to the Dockside ETB, I will crack my treasure for a red.
So we're making 9 treasures, and we're not like hiding what we're doing here. So we're gonna put a lot of mana into our mana pool and sacrifice all the treasures. And then, in order to kill the dragons, we're gonna have to put 6 mana into this meltdown. This will kill all the Niv Mizzets except my own.
What do you mean, my own Niv Mizzet, sir? That isn't even yours.
It has my name on it now.
I will draw for Niv Mizzet. That's a funny one. I will ping Mons Niv Mizzet, if Samurai says so.
I will draft Niv Mizzet, and I will also ping Niv Mizzet, I guess. Then, in response to your Niv Mizzet, Mons, I will pay 3 extra and 1 blue to an offer you can't refuse targeting the Meltdown. Trigger Niv Mizzets again.
So I will draw a card and trigger my Niv Mizzet. I'm gonna ping Memo's face for 1.
I will draw for Niv Mizzet, and I will ping Mons Niv for 1.
I will draw for my Niv Mizzet, and I will ping Mons for 1. No, most mizzet one.
All right. We already saw this, so this is pretty good. We'll just go ahead. We'll float a colorless, and we'll show you that lovely force of will that we revealed earlier. Yeah, I think we're going to exile mental misstep and lose life, targeting an offer.
I will draw for my mizzet, and I will kill Mons' mizzet.
My Niv Mizzet, my personal, my own Niv Mizzet dies. I will miss it forever.
Has anybody seen my lost dragon? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's dead.
Now I still draw a card from my Niv Mizzet trigger, but I won't ping any damage, so I will draw a card and that's it.
I will draw a card of my mizzet, and I will ping Mons for 1.
So Force of Will counter an offer, then my Niv Mizzet, the last one, will find a trigger and I will draw a card. Can't ping anything, but then meltdown, boom, the entire world and destroy all artifacts, including artifact Niv Mizzet versions. I'm gonna play on Field of the Dead, and for a moment everyone had a dragon, now no one has a dragon, and I will pass the turn.
Before you move phases, I will use my floating red to lightning bolt the professional phase breaker.
So rude. Why are you so rude to me? What did I do to you? I mean, I tried to win. I played a dragon. I tried to steal your stuff. Why? I'm just pirating, bro.
I will move to my turn and take a damage from the One Ring. I will tap the ring to draw 2 cards. Land for turn will be an Ancient Tomb. Then I will tap 5, taking 2 damage, to cast a Gilded Lotus.
I will cast a Force of Negation, and I will exile a Moonsnare prototype. I think it's important to choke your own mana here.
I thought we were friends, Memo. It's exiled. I pass turn.
Yes, it is time. Yar, fiddle-dee-dee. Being a pirate is all right with me. Upkeep will lose 2 life to bird encounters. We'll draw for turn. What a good card to draw right now. It does nothing. Cast a gamble. Discard a card randomly. Aww. I wasn't going to do anything with that guy. Play a Jeweled Lotus. We're going to tap, add a bird encounter to draw 3 cards. Aw, heck yeah. Look at that. We're going to play another island. Tap 5. We're going to play a humble little Malcolm here.
I will respond with a Red Blast, targeting a Malcolm.
Have some treasures.
I will take 2 treasures off our resolves. I pass on Malcolm.
I'll pass turn.
I will draw for turn. I will not have an mizzet trigger. I will play a Wooded Foothills as my land for the turn. I will then tap my Ancient Tomb, going down to 23, to cast a Springleaf Drum. And I will also cast a Paradise Mantle. Use the colorless floating to equip Paradise Mantle to Tresios. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. And sorry, a tropical island, and then I will pass my turn.
Untap and draw a card. I'm gonna cast a gamble. This is extremely sad, but we're finding this card right here because we're lacking green mana sources. I was actually considering other tricks, but this is what we're doing. Discarding card at random. We discard a basic mountain, land drop taiga, tap these 2 to cast my Thrasios. And then I pass the turn.
Go to my turn and take 2 damage from the One Ring. I will tap the One Ring to add a burn encounter and draw 3 cards. I will cast a Mana Crypt. I will cast a Lotus Petal. I'll play City of Traitors as land for turn. I will tap Mana Crypt, float the mana, cast a Manifold Key.
So this is really bad, because Pontus will draw another 4 if this resolves. So I might as well try to do this now. I will give you 2 treasures instead, Pontus. Cast an offer you can't refuse, targeting your Manifold Key.
I will respond to the offer with a Mana Drain, targeting the offer.
I'm gonna respond to that because you're running away, I don't know, Dispel on the mana drain.
Mana Drain is countered, and offer counters Manifold Key. I will take 2 damage to float 4 extra colorless, go up to 5 colorless in pool. I will tap an island, sacrifice Lotus Petal, use the 4, 1 colorless floating, cast a Teferi, Temporal Archmage.
I will activate Tresios for 4 mana. 1, 2, 3, and I guess I'll tap Tresios. Oh, actually, let's use the Dockside and the Springleaf Drum, and hope we find Fierce Guardianship or something of that sort. I will put this card to the bottom, and I will reveal a Mana Crypt and draw it. I have to pass on Teferi.
I pass 2.
Teferi resolves. I will -1 Teferi, targeting my ring, the Mana Crypt, and my two colorless lands. I will tap the ring to add a bird encounter and draw 4 cards. I will use my colorless floating and sacrifice a treasure to cast a Phantasmal Image. Payment resolves, and it will be a dockside. Dockside will ETB, and I'll make 3 treasures go up to 4. Casting Turnabout. Choosing to untap all my artifacts. I untap my One Ring and my Mana Crypt. Then I tap the One Ring to draw 5 this time. So now, to play it extra safe, I will move to combat.
Yeah, my mana fizzles.
I'll declare no attacks and go to my post-combat main phase, where I will float a mana to cast a Displacer Kitten. So with this Displacer Kitten, I can cast any non-creature spell, let's say this Mox Diamond. This will trigger Displacer Kitten, flickering Teferi. Then I can -1 Teferi again to untap 4 permanents. This will untap the One Ring, drawing 6, then 7, then 8, etc. cards, and then untapping 3 more permanents for mana, which is pretty good. So after Flickering Tesseract, I will -1 him to untap the One Ring, Mana Crypt, City of Traitors, and a basic island. I'll tap the One Ring to draw 6 cards. Now I can cast another spell, which is Lionside Diamond, triggering Displacer Kitten. And since I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards in my hand I can cast from this procedure, I can guaranteed to draw around 30 to 40 cards, which means that this is pretty much deterministic. So at this point I can present the loop where I draw my library and make some mana. So after drawing my library, I can, towards the end, cast my own The One Ring to sacrifice Memos The One Ring to reset the burn counters and make it flickerable without me losing it. But then once I actually have no cards in library, I can cast the Nexus of Fate to take the extra turn. Then I'll draw the Nexus of Fate next turn. And then I can cast a Tesseract to keep ticking up and then alting him to kill all my opponents with all my artifacts. Good game.
So this was a value defense grid, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happens if defense grid resolves and the person doesn't win. Yeah, it gets scary, but this time nobody got a protected win. We had 3 Nif Mizzets. That was kind of crazy. I think I blundered there with I had the Lightning Bolt and the Twin Shot Sniper. Should have Lightning Bolted Tada or used the Twin Shot Sniper to kill Tada. But I really wanted the End-Step Trusses activation, and I felt like it's going to be that bad. But obviously that was a misplay. Because Pontus stormed off shortly afterwards.
I mean, I think the Niv Mystics came down so fast. That was really hard, especially for me. I can't win for a Niv Mizzet because I die. I add nos down to like 0, very low amount, cast a spell and die. That's what happened. So, but also the part where they came into play so fast means that they kind of changed the game towards like interact with the Niv Mizzets, or
The Jessica's will was cracked.
Yeah.
Ragavan, Magda.
I definitely punted by not going Niv Mizzet later. I had the 5 treasures. I forgot Ragavan goes up into my hand. I should have just been like, oh yeah, y'all's turn. Let's see what happens. Maybe I'll get out the One Ring. Maybe I'll get out my Maskwood Nexus and make everything a pirate. Then you got real problems. Yeah, I basically shot too soon on that.
The Fada Del stealing a Phyrexian Metamorph, getting at Niv Mizzet was so annoying.
Yeah, because I was going to go for copy Dockside. That would land me 8 treasures total. I'd then be able to net that into something else, and then I'd have 4 mana left for my Facebreaker, or have 8 mana just to go Facebreaker flips.
Yeah.
You could also have gotten an Imp Recruiter to get the Tandem Lookouts to Curiosity.
I couldn't do the Tandem Lookout because I would have to crack something, and I didn't have enough mana to crack anything once the Tandem Lookout hit.
Oh,
I did the math, and there's 3 other Niv Mizzets other than mine.
Yeah, Tandem Lookout is 2-1 and dies instantly.
True. One thing I want to touch on is the ring. Like, it's scary if the deck is built around it. Pontus didn't do like he offered the Meltdown, that was crucial, but then he just sit behind the ring, and I even offered the Gilded Lotus. Maybe that wasn't the smartest play, but I felt like
I thought it was correct.
I need to get another turn. And just sitting behind the ring and drawing the cards and waiting for the window is so scary if they're like high on life totals. It's very hard to interact with that, even indestructible, right?
Yeah, my plan wasn't to lose my own dragon. I was planning to be the only one with the dragon. And then
I knew Pontus had interaction, and I was like, I've got a force, so I think Mons just killed his own dragon.
Yeah, but if you guys were targeting me so directly with the dragons, I felt pressured. Like I felt like
imagine if you got a Cyclonic.
No, but it felt like I'm gonna die soon to just Niv Mizzet sitting there and targeting me. Because if there are 2 Niv Mizzets targeting me, I will be the one dying to this outcome eventually. So it felt like I need to do something.
I think I misplayed a little bit. Maybe we are supposed to ping Pontus there, but you're the Ethnos deck after all, and your curve is so low, so it's not very likely that you would resolve Ethnos with like 25 life. And as we saw, like life totals weren't that relevant for Pontus because when he stormed off, Ring only did like 3 or 5 damage, so it wasn't that huge of a deal.
Yeah.
I want to emphasize something and mention something. So I said that I felt pressured. I actually think it's the correct choice to actually target me. Like, yeah, I am the Oddnos player. Me sitting there and feeling pressured, I don't think that's a negative. It could be negative sometimes because when you pressure someone towards the wall, they fight back for their life. But I still think it could be correct to target me. And you shouldn't always listen to people saying, don't target me, and such. Yeah. So I did what I did because I felt forced to, but I still think it's correct to target me how things turned out.
Hey guys, just going to do a quick shout out to Chaos Tournaments. They're doing their Chaos Treasure Series on the 16th of this month. I will be playing in it. I know a lot of other people will be too. I got to say, if you want quality games, enter these online tournaments. Record your games though. You will be surprised what gems you find.